Clawsome boards. I have no idea how I found these guys, but they have such cool stuff. So one of the things I'm going to be making is the Booker board. Apparently this was named after the guy's cat, which is adorable. I'm actually going to be building this as a sneaky little surprise gift for my boss. Yeah, I think he's going to enjoy that. This gives you an idea of the kind of stuff that they do. It's, you know, the usual PCB that has a spot for a Pro Micro / Elite C or whatever other kind of Pro Micro clone you want to use. You got some through-hole diodes and also spots for switches. This one over here is a 12 key. The one I'm putting together for myself, though, is a FightPad. So you can see I've already put in the diodes. I use this handy little tool that they have, switch straightener. So with PCB mount switches, you don't have a plate, of course. So what this does is it allows you to align the switches on here. You just put them in as if this is a plate, and now since it's open on the other side, after you solder them in, you can just... It's also got little cutouts on the corner to help you bend the legs of your diodes uniformly. And that is how I was able to get these bends so consistent. As you can see, I haven't started soldering yet, so all I did was put them in and bend the legs. I'm going to put up another clip or two after I've actually done the soldering. I'm going to start with soldering diodes in on the top and then underneath, and I'm going to clip off the legs. Back onto the actual point of the FightPad. So basically, I absolutely love Tekken, and I think I'm pretty good with execution. I don't play online though because I'm scared. So I've wanted an arcade stick, but I mean, they're expensive and they're difficult to get in South Africa. So this one over here is a good alternative. I really enjoy playing on keyboard, but I mean, keyboards are big, and if I want to play on my laptop, it takes up a lot of space, and I can't really use it in bed. So this thing over here is actually pretty small. Like, I mean, here's where my fingers go, you know? It's tiny. So you got 4 spots over here, of course, for your D-pad, your directions. And on this side over here, you've got 8 buttons for your punches and kicks, etc. I mean, in Tekken, I only use 4 really. So, you know, I've got my X, square, triangle, and circle, if you want to call it that. I mean, I grew up playing Tekken on PS1, so like that's why I read them as those inputs. But anyway, the other ones I can use for other things, like you know, in character creation and stuff. But either way, this is such a fantastic thing for me, and I'm very excited to build it. Here is where my microcontroller is going to go, and as you can see over here, I'm going to be using an Elite C. If you're not familiar with the Elite C, it's basically a clone of the Pro Micro. The Pro Micro I have over here is it's a strange variant of the Pro Micro. It's got a bigger version of the 32U4, but it's the same chip. So it's wider and it doesn't fit in the same footprint. But I mean, most Pro Micros are this size. Anyway, the most significant difference, of course, is that the Pro Micro has a micro USB and the Elite C has a USB Type-C port. Other differences include the castellated pads on the Elite C, but I actually have never seen a PCB that makes use of those. I believe Elite Cs generally come with an onboard reset switch, but for some reason this one doesn't. I didn't get this one from Clawsome boards. I think I got it from Keyhive, but I can't remember. I'm going to be soldering in Glorious Panda switches because they are extremely tactile, and they're actually too tactile for me to actually type with, but their tactility makes them good for fighting games because, at least in my opinion, it allows you to press 2 buttons at the same time a lot easier than you would with like linear switches, you know? Anyway, so I'm gonna get started on soldering this at some point today. Don't mind the change in lighting if I get to it later. And I will get back to you once that is done. So you can see over here, these are gonna be the actual like punching and kicking buttons. This is gonna be the D-pad over here. Here is the Elite C, and I think I did a pretty good job with the soldering here. Over here as well, that's I'm happy with the consistency there. After using this pad for a couple of weeks now, it's really nice for Tekken. And I have a bit of insights. Firstly, the microcontroller, next time I build one of these, I'm probably going to solder it on the underside because this LED over there glows just way too brightly. It hurts. But anyway, that's okay. I just don't look at the controller that often. Anyway, the subreddit has corrected me. I originally had one, two, three, four, like an idiot. And then, I was reminded we actually use numerical notation. So 3, 1, 2, 4 because, 3 and 4 are your kicks, 1 and 2 are your punches. But yeah, it's really nice to use. I've also got pause, menu, left and right. Pause over here is actually the pause. Menu is for just like sort of special commands and because it's basically select. Left and right are actually L1 and R1. It's really useful in character creation and also in practice mode. It lets you switch between your tabs pretty easily. And yeah, I can also hold this one down over here, and then my D-pad becomes right analog stick, which is really nice in character customization as well because you can rotate your character. But yeah, overall, this is a really nice option for fighting games. And I'm definitely going to make more of these in the future. I think one thing I would change apart from putting the microcontroller on the underside is I'm going to use switches that actually have the legs that are actually PCB mounts. Because these do have a little bit of like forward and back wobble that shouldn't be there. But yeah, with this is DSA high contrast granite, by the way. They're really nice keycaps. I think they're correct for this kind of pad. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'm definitely going to post more sometime soon.